For decades, we've been told that certain bathroom habits are perfectly normal, even healthy. But what if I told you that one common practice millions of men over 60 do every single day is silently destroying their prostate and setting them up for a lifetime of urinary problems? As someone who has spent years studying men's health and longevity, I've discovered that this seemingly innocent habit is actually one of the most damaging things senior men can do to their intimate health. Today, I want to share with you the hidden truth that urologists are finally beginning to acknowledge and show you how making one simple change can transform your comfort, confidence, and overall well-being in ways you never thought possible. The bathroom should be a place of relief and comfort, especially as we age. Yet for millions of men over 60, it has become a source of frustration, embarrassment, and even pain. You wake up multiple times during the night. You feel like you can never fully empty your bladder. You experience that uncomfortable burning sensation. You find yourself rushing to find a bathroom more frequently than ever before. Perhaps you've noticed a weakening stream, or worse, you sometimes feel like you're straining just to get started. These aren't just inconveniences or natural signs of aging that you have to accept. They're warning signals that something you're doing regularly is working against your body's natural design. What makes this situation even more concerning is that most men have no idea they're causing the problem themselves. They visit their doctors, receive prescriptions, undergo procedures, all while continuing the very habit that created the issue in the first place. It's like trying to heal a wound while repeatedly reopening it. The medical community has been slow to address this because it challenges a deeply ingrained cultural norm, something so automatic that most men never question whether it might be harmful. The practice I'm referring to is standing while urinating. Yes, you heard that correctly. That fundamental masculine ritual that boys learn early in life and carry into their senior years is actually working against the very anatomy it's meant to serve. When men over 60 stand to urinate, they're creating a cascade of mechanical problems within their pelvic region that compound over time, leading to the exact symptoms that drive them to seek medical help. To understand why this matters so much after age 60, we need to examine what happens inside the male body during this seemingly simple act. The prostate gland, which surrounds the urethra like a donut, naturally enlarges as men age. This enlargement, called benign prostatic hyperplasia, affects virtually every man who lives long enough. By age 60, approximately 50% of men show signs of prostate enlargement, and by age 85, that number jumps to 90%. This enlarged prostate creates a narrower passage for urine to flow through, making complete bladder emptying more challenging. When a man stands to urinate, gravity works against the natural mechanics of urination. The bladder sits higher in the pelvis, and the curved pathway urine must travel becomes more complex. Standing creates tension in the pelvic floor muscles, the very muscles that need to relax completely for effective urination. Think of it like trying to pour water through a kinked garden hose. The water might eventually come out, but it requires more pressure, more time, and leaves residual water trapped in the curves. This muscular tension has serious consequences. When the pelvic floor muscles remain partially contracted during urination, the bladder cannot empty completely. Residual urine becomes a breeding ground for bacteria, leading to recurring urinary tract infections. The incomplete emptying forces the bladder muscle to work harder over time, eventually weakening it and reducing its capacity. Meanwhile, the prostate experiences increased pressure and inflammation, accelerating its enlargement and creating a vicious cycle of worsening symptoms. Research from European countries, where sitting urination is more culturally accepted, reveals fascinating insights. Studies conducted in Germany and the Netherlands found that men who sit while urinating demonstrate significantly better bladder emptying, reduced post-void residual urine, and fewer urinary tract infections compared to those who stand. The difference becomes even more pronounced in men over 60, where the benefits of sitting urination can mean the difference between maintaining independence and requiring medical intervention. Dr. Mehran Movasagi, a urologist at Providence St. John's Health Center, conducted research specifically examining urination position in older men. His findings showed that sitting position allows for complete relaxation of the pelvic floor muscles, optimal bladder neck opening, and improved coordination between the bladder muscle and the external sphincter. Men in the study who switched from standing to sitting reported improvements in their symptoms within just 2 weeks, with continued improvement over several months. The physiological advantages of sitting urination extend beyond simple mechanics. When you sit, your abdominal muscles can assist in the process without creating counterproductive tension. The angle of the pelvis changes in a way that straightens the urethral pathway, allowing urine to flow more directly. Blood flow to the pelvic region improves, supporting healthier prostate function over time. The relaxed position also activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest response that promotes healing and optimal organ function. Consider the story of Robert, a 67-year-old retired engineer who came to understand this principle through necessity rather than choice. After a minor knee surgery, Robert was temporarily unable to stand for long periods. Forced to sit while urinating during his recovery, he noticed something remarkable. For the first time in years, he felt like he was completely emptying his bladder. The urgent nighttime trips decreased from 4 or 5 times per night to just once. The burning sensation that had plagued him for months disappeared entirely. When he returned to standing urination after his knee healed, all his symptoms returned within days. This personal experiment convinced him to make sitting his permanent practice. Another compelling case involves Thomas, a 72-year-old former military officer who initially resisted the idea of sitting urination, viewing it as somehow unmasculine. His symptoms had progressed to the point where his urologist was recommending surgical intervention for his enlarged prostate. As a last resort before surgery, Thomas agreed to try behavioral modifications, including sitting urination. 3 months later, his follow-up appointment revealed such significant improvement that surgery was no longer necessary. His prostate-specific antigen levels had decreased, his urinary flow rate had improved, and most importantly, his quality of life had been restored. The cultural resistance to this simple change runs deep in many societies, particularly in Western cultures, where standing urination is closely tied to masculine identity. However, this resistance often melts away when men experience the immediate comfort and long-term benefits of proper urination mechanics. Many report that sitting actually feels more natural and relaxing, especially during nighttime bathroom visits, when balance and coordination are compromised by sleepiness. Beyond the direct urological benefits, sitting urination offers several practical advantages for men over 60. Balance issues become more common with age, and the risk of falls in the bathroom increases significantly. Sitting eliminates the balance challenge entirely, reducing the risk of potentially serious bathroom accidents. Many men find they can more easily check their urine for changes in color, odor, or consistency when sitting, allowing for earlier detection of potential health issues. The relaxed position also makes it easier to ensure complete emptying, reducing the frustration of feeling like the job isn't finished. The hygiene benefits cannot be overlooked either. Sitting urination virtually eliminates splashing, keeping bathroom surfaces cleaner and reducing odors. This becomes particularly important for men living with partners who may have been diplomatically silent about bathroom cleanliness issues. The improved hygiene also extends to personal cleanliness, as sitting allows for better cleaning and maintenance of intimate areas. Sleep quality improvements represent another significant benefit that many men don't anticipate. When the bladder empties more completely each time, The intervals between bathroom trips lengthen naturally. Many men report going from waking up 4 or 5 times per night to just once or twice. This improved sleep quality has cascading effects on energy levels, mood, cognitive function, and overall health. Better sleep also supports immune function and helps regulate hormones that affect prostate health. The timing of this change matters more than you might expect. Making the switch to sitting urination becomes most beneficial precisely when many men are experiencing the first signs of prostate enlargement. Rather than waiting for symptoms to become severe enough to require medical intervention, proactive men can prevent many problems from developing in the first place. It's much easier to maintain good function than to restore it once problems have become entrenched. Some men worry about the practical aspects of making this transition. The adjustment period is typically brief, lasting only a few days to a week. The key is consistency rather than perfection. Even men who continue standing urination in public restrooms can benefit significantly from sitting at home, where most urination occurs anyway. Night urination, in particular, benefits tremendously from the sitting position, as it eliminates the need to aim in the dark and reduces the risk of fully awakening during bathroom visits. Resistance often comes from deeply ingrained habits and social conditioning. However, it's worth noting that in many cultures throughout history and around the world today, sitting urination for men is completely normal and accepted. The idea that standing is more masculine is largely a Western cultural construct that doesn't align with optimal physiology, especially in older men. For men already experiencing urinary symptoms, the transition to sitting urination should be part of a comprehensive approach to prostate health. This includes staying well hydrated throughout the day, limiting caffeine and alcohol intake, especially in the evening, maintaining regular physical activity to support overall pelvic health, and working with healthcare providers to monitor prostate function over time. The sitting position enhances the effectiveness of these other interventions, creating a synergistic effect that can dramatically improve outcomes. The long-term implications of this simple change extend far beyond immediate comfort. Men who maintain better urinary function as they age, preserve their independence longer, enjoy better intimate relationships, experience less anxiety about travel and social situations, and often avoid or delay the need for medications or surgical procedures. The confidence that comes from knowing you can comfortably and completely empty your bladder whenever needed is profound, especially for men who have been struggling with uncertainty and discomfort. It's also worth addressing the concern some men have about completely changing their bathroom habits. The transition doesn't have to be absolute or immediate. Many men start by sitting for nighttime urination and gradually extend the practice to other times of day as they experience the benefits. The important thing is to be consistent enough to allow your body to adapt to the improved mechanics. Medical professionals who work extensively with older men are increasingly recognizing the value of this simple intervention. Urologists report that patients who adopt sitting urination often experience improvements that complement medical treatments, sometimes allowing for reduced medication dosages or delayed surgical interventions. The practice is increasingly being recommended as part of comprehensive prostate health management. The psychological benefits deserve recognition as well. Many men report feeling more relaxed and less rushed during bathroom visits when sitting. This reduced stress response can have positive effects on overall pelvic tension and may contribute to better prostate health over time. The sense of control and proactivity that comes from making a positive change can also improve overall well-being and health outcomes. Looking at the broader picture of healthy aging, this represents exactly the kind of simple, natural intervention that can make a profound difference in quality of life. Rather than waiting for problems to develop and then seeking medical solutions, taking proactive steps to support your body's natural function aligns with the principles of preventive health care that become increasingly important after age 60. The evidence is clear, the benefits are real, and the change is simple. Your prostate, your sleep, your confidence, and your overall well-being all stand to benefit from this one fundamental shift in how you approach something you do multiple times every day. The question isn't whether this practice can help you, but whether you're ready to prioritize your long-term health and comfort over old habits that may be working against you. Remember, every aspect of healthy aging requires us to adapt our practices to support our changing bodies. The same approach to nutrition, exercise, and health monitoring that serves us well in our later years applies to intimate health as well. By making informed choices based on physiology rather than convention, you take control of your health trajectory and set yourself up for years of continued comfort and confidence. Your future self will thank you for making this simple but profound change today. 7 blood tests your doctor orders. But you don't need after 65, Dr. Evelyn Hart explains.